We're at the spot. Gonna do a little overnight trip in undisclosed location, Alaska. Yeah, this is pretty nice. It's mid-October. The car set about 25 degrees on the way out here. It's about 1 o'clock right now. So it's gonna be a little bit cold, but I think I've got just the solution for that. This place is pretty well known in Alaska. There's a lot of four-wheeling in the summertime, a lot of snow machining in the wintertime. And right now in October, it's too cold to do any four-wheeling. And as you can see, there's not enough snow to do any snow machining. Not a lot of people out here. I think they have the road semi blocked off, kind of like enter at your own risk. They have a sign that said if you're gonna come down this way, just to be prepared. Of course, as I say that there's not a lot of people out here. Some people are out here four-wheeling. So, not too cold for everybody, I guess. The one thing about Alaska in the fall time is it gets cold and the ground freezes up. You can't get a stake in there, no way, no how. So I just have some rocks. Got a rock right there, on all corners, just to keep the tarp down. I'm going to be using an ice fishing hut to sleep in because it's insulated. And I have a little heater. I don't know how long I'm going to have to run the heater for to stay warm. It's not too bad out. Last night it did get down to low teens, so. Fire's all the way over there. I'm all the way over here. This was pretty flat, but I don't want to burn any holes in this thing. I just got it, so. This is the inside. It's actually already much warmer in here than it is outside. This tent has two vents up high. It's got one down low. Normally those heaters say to use two, but there's quite a bit of daylight coming through on the bottom there because we didn't have any snow to pack it down. I got my cot set up, sleeping bag. Gotta have the pillow. You hear that high-pitched kind of whining? It's the heater. I'm going to try and run it for a bit. I've got a couple of thermometers. I'm going to see how warm it gets in here. The ones I got have a peak and a minimum, so I'll be able to tell how cold it gets outside and how hot it gets in here. It's already really warm in here though. Alright, so currently with the door open, big gaping hole, looking about 48 degrees, which is pretty warm considering it's probably 25 out in the wind. So I'm gonna leave one of these inside with me, probably in my sleeping bag or somewhere, and then I'll leave another one in the car. I'll leave another one outside. This thing, I can go... I can get the max, I can get the minimum, and I can get live reading. It feels a lot warmer than 53 in this tent. It's pretty toasty. I think I'm going to turn off the heater for right now because I don't want to waste propane. I've only got small bottles. Plenty for the night, but I don't want to have to keep swapping out bottles all night. If it gets too cold, I'll throw it on for a little bit, or if worse comes to worse, I've got a car with a full tank of gas and I'm only about 30 minutes away from the closest town. Yeah, either way, I will not freeze to death. And if you're curious about that pan, I threw that down there just so that it's on level surface. That way it doesn't like fall over in the middle of the night, start a fire or something. Alright, so we got everything all established. Nothing left to do but enjoy it. So it's about 3 o'clock. I'm going to have a late lunch, early dinner. Me and a few buddies played a show in Talkeetna at the Fairview Hotel there. And while we were there, we stopped in at the brewery, and so I got some leftover pizza here. This is the road that I took my little car through to get here. It's not the best, as you can see. Lots of bumps and rocks and stuff. Then there's my tire tracks. Wasn't sure. I know there's some big rocks like that one right there. That takes you out to the road. This, I don't know. I saw some four-wheelers ripping around here earlier. Doesn't look like we have too much daylight left. I noticed all scattered around here are some spent casings. Alright, now I can get a loaf of bread and a zombie apocalypse. Yeah, alright, it's a party now. Can't play any of it right now because YouTube doesn't like it, but got the music going. That sun is still coming down. It's about 4:30. This is the trash that was here before when I got here. But this is anything but trash. Call it like a fire pot or a candle pot or whatever. You light up one spot. Well, I'll go ahead and do a few. But basically, you want a bunch of wax and you put in, I don't know what the proper ratio of cardboard is, but you want, I don't know, cardboard or wood chips. You want it basically, if I had to guess, maybe a 50-50 mix. This is going to burn itself down to the wax. Once it burns to the wax, it might settle just a little bit. It puts off a tremendous amount of heat. It's actually really nice to have if you are ice fishing. When you're done with this and you want to put it out, all you have to do... So I don't know if you can tell, but that smoke is going the opposite direction. When we got here, it was coming this way, towards me, and now it's going the other way. So I just went back here and tied a conglomeration of knots just to keep this thing from flying away. This thing doesn't have a floor. I'm sure you guys have picked up on that by now. What that means is that there's no amount of weight in the center of the tent that's going to keep it from flipping off in the case of a windstorm. So I was just looking into this ice right here, And there's still some fish swimming around. That's a leaf right there, but there was a fish, I'm telling you. Alright, it's still kind of bright out, but that sun is kind of behind that mountain. So it's kind of chilly out here. I'm going to go inside where the heater is. Finish out the night there before I go to bed. Sun is down, it's dark outside, and it's 82 degrees at the top of the tent here. 56 at the bottom, which is where this thing has been.
If you don't understand him, he don't die him. You'll probably just ride away.
Alright, so I just woke up. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Ran through pretty much all the propane that I had. 65 right now with the heater going, 71 in the sleeping bag. The hottest it got was about 85, which was pretty nice. Then the coldest it got outside was about 8. But it's not quite sunrise yet. I will make some coffee, and I'm going to try and get out of here at a reasonable time today. We've got our coffee going. I'm just going to pack up as soon as I finish this. Oh man. Alright, we're all packed up and ready to go. That was a little bit chillier than I thought it was going to be. Still pretty warm with the heater on, but you really need a 20-pound tank if you're planning on using this thing all night. Those 1-pound bottles, they were only lasting like 4 hours, and then it would run out and you'd have to swap it. So it would get pretty cold by the time you actually woke up to do so. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't freezing cold. It was just a little bit chilly is all. The tent itself was nice. There's a lot of condensation. If you've ever used one of those, it builds up. Definitely have to dry everything out when I get home, but I'm gonna go get breakfast and get on out of here.